This is week 4 of my fieldwork study at the Boys and Girls Club. Um, this week we were mostly in the library with the kids. As I get more comfortable and they get more comfortable with me, the students asked me to play Uno with them. As we played Uno, it was myself, a black student, a Latina student, and a white female student. The situation became very hostile towards the end of the game because we all conformed to what the white female student wanted to do. Neither the Latina student, neither the black male student tried to go against what the white female imposed upon us as the rules of the game. As in the White Fragility book states, it's how automatically white people belong and how white norms are what people of color have to come kind of like adapt to, yes. And what is, as I read also the what's the name of the article? Peguero and Bondi in Punishing Latina Youth in Hispanic Journal Behavioral Sciences. I also noticed that the Latina student in the article, it talks about how girls of color rarely receive the full attention of researchers, advocates, policymakers, and funders, which is very true because the Hispanic female that was playing Uno wasn't even acknowledged really at all when trying to voice her opinions on what should be done about the rules of the game. Another situation that I came across that was a little bit more intense this week was when 2 Latino male students walked into the lunchroom. Well, what happened was that this other volunteer brought 2 Latino students that did not speak any English at all, and she was directed to bring them to breakfast and make sure that they ate breakfast. They were both in their jackets, in their winter jackets, and one of them had blood in in his shirt. They were both siblings, and the volunteer was starting to, like, she would ask them in English if they would want to take off their jacket, and she started like taking it off for them, but I stepped in and asked them in Spanish if they wanted to take them off or if they just wanted to keep on their jackets. And one of them kind of I don't know if this is the right word, but conformed to what the volunteer wanted to do and took off his jacket. The other one didn't want to take off his hat or his jacket. As this situation was going on, another white female student was listening or overhearing what was going on, and that student has been also one of the ones that impose her rules upon other people of color in the class, in the fieldwork Boys and Girls Club. This girl went to go get 2 other Latina students so they can translate for the little kids. And in a way, a lot of people would say that's a nice thing to do, but for me as a Latina, I took it as a microaggression because in the definition it says it could be unintentional, which obviously the student didn't mean it as in a mean way, so it was unintentional, but it's an indignity, and it's kind kind of it started like dismissive looks, towards those new students, the new Latino students, and just the gestures and the looks. It became very hostile towards them, and I had to step in and tell the girl that the other Latina students didn't have to worry about translating because I speak Spanish and I could talk to them. As they went to go get food, they did not want milk, although I asked them if they wanted to. And once they reached the checkout line, they couldn't find them in the system, and there was other problems going on with the lunch lady. And at the end, the lady was like, we're just stressing them out because we couldn't find their names or their grades and stuff. And so they're like, just let them go. I won't worry about it. So once they went to sit down and eat, another volunteer noticed that the two new Latino students put juice in their cereal instead of milk, and asked me, or told me that they did that. And since I have experienced poverty and my sister has experienced poverty, we know what that's like when you can't afford milk, so you don't know what it's like, and it starts to taste good just putting juice in the cereal because you can't afford it. It was very hard for me to tell the other volunteer that sometimes people just can't afford milk, so they put juice in their cereal. And the volunteer was very shocked by that, and she was like, oh, kind of gave that very unintentional, obviously, like negative vibes about that. Also, it brought me back to when I moved here for the first time. I was in that place where they were, in that hostile environment where no professionals speak Spanish, and you have to rely on other students to translate for you what's going on. And I was in their shoes, and it was very difficult situation to go through again and see other little kids go through, because they were just 8 and 9 years old, these little Latino students. It just brought me back to when I was in their shoes in elementary school. So yeah, that's all I have for my fieldwork experience for this week.